Right, so it's weird. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. It's weirdness that you're interested in.
See, I thought that you were actually interested in sort of learning interesting sort of stuff.
But if it's weird, it helps.
If it's weird, it helps.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be major news. The other day there was something about this fella who, I think he wanted to be an actor, right? And he was trying all his life to be an actor. Couldn't get a gig anywhere, right? So when he died, he said, right, I'm going to leave all my money to the theatre as long as that theatre uses my skull in that play they do with the head.
Hamlet.
In Hamlet. So that's that sort of news, and
What?
it's weird.
Right.
What money did he have if he'd been a struggling actor?
He had some money in that.
What did he do?
I don't know.
Oh, that's what I'm interested in, what he did. Yeah,
No,
that's
but
what
it
me and
doesn't
Steve...
matter, though.
Yeah, that's what me and Steve are interested in, what he did, how he earned his money.
So, because you were going to educate us this week with some interesting facts.
Oh, yeah, come on then.
Is that it, or have you got more?
Well, that's weird.
But that's not educational. You didn't give me his name, you didn't give me when, you didn't give me what
No,
theatre.
but also to take from it. Do you know what I mean? If people listening and go, well, I'm a bit like that. It's like if you've got to be dead and have your skull on stage, that isn't the job for you. That's what I'm saying. If it takes that much, give it up, do something else. Right? What else have I taught you?
I don't know.
You haven't taught us, you've never taught me anything.
See, I still think there's something in the spending money in areas that it's not needed. Like, the fella, if you've only just tuned in, you've missed a debate about a fella who needs his tackle taken off.
A debate makes it sound like it was a bit more informed than it actually was.
Well, and I'm just, all that time, that was probably half an hour ago, and I've still been thinking about other things that it would be good if more money could be ploughed into things to get them out there.
Like what?
Do you know what I mean? Well, I was looking, I'm a fan of going on the web and that.
Sure.
And there's inventions, right? We were talking about a few weeks ago, inventions that are out there, and there's some that, are well known by famous people who have brought stuff out.
Do you know why we didn't go on with this? Because I remember saying to you about Einstein, who thinks clever, you weren't impressed with it. I said Einstein, and you went, this is a quote, you went, Einstein, well, yeah. Now, I've never needed... You got it wrong. You went, I've never needed MC squared in my life, but the fella who made the video recorder, I watch one a week. Right.
That's right.
Brilliant.
And it's the fact that everybody's got one good idea in them, right? Like Newton said about the apple.
Yeah.
I did Rockbusters.
Yeah.
Right? And there was this thing that was on the website.
So they shouldn't be spending money on investigating sort of medical procedures that might help people. They should be spending it on what, Carl?
Well, I found this thing, right, Ricky? Brilliant.
Yeah.
What it was, little sort of mops.
What?
Little mops, like little mop heads.
Like floor mops?
Yeah.
Right.
Fit them on your cat feet. If you've got a cat... right, if you've got a little cat...
Yeah.
Put these little things on the feet, and there was a picture of one, just like walking around the kitchen, like that. Looking a bit like that. Right?
You can't do looking like that on the radio.
No, but it's just looking a bit sort of fed up, but he didn't really know what was going on. Walking around, you see like the woman of the house, sat in the background having a cup of tea.
Yeah.
The cat's there, walking about on the kitchen lino, mopping the floor. That's what I put my money into.
Can we get shares in this?
No, that's an invention.
How good is that?
Yeah.
Can we get shares in that?
It's good though, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, I'll market that. Yeah, that's amazing. I just like the idea of people struggling with their cat to get... hold on though, wait a minute.
Then,
what if I had a bad kidney?
Well then it's worth paying $5,000.
I suppose a year, because it would cost a cleaner that, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's loads of other things out there that gets loads of praise.
Of course, you can stick a brush in its head and make it go down the toilet. It'll be genius, Carl.
No, but there's loads... you see, you say that, if Newton came up with it, you'd be loving it. And there'd be loads of them out there, and everything, right? That's what annoys me.
Imagine Newton coming up with that. Imagine Newton coming up with that, Carl. Think of it.
Well, There's other things that gets loads of praise. Penicillin. Everyone, who came up with that? Who came up with that?
Fleming, was it?
Yeah, so discovered it on a...
Right, I'm 30. Don't think I've ever used it. I've had Nurofen and Benylin.
Well, coming up, right?
Let's
Carl.
put it behind us.
Okay.
Let's draw a line under it.
We had a meeting yesterday. We thought we better, you know, for the last few shows, plan it a little bit. And me and Steve came up with a great idea. We're going to offer Carl money to do stuff.
Yes. That's the quality of the ideas on this.
Yeah. And I bought some money in, little stuff, because we had him showering with our mate Johnny for £1,000 yesterday.
Yeah,
didn't
we just got into a discussion, and then one of us suggested that how much would it cost us to pay you, Carl, to have a shower with another man? And there's nothing going on.
No, there's nothing going on. You're just in a shower, normal shower. You're just washing each other, having no, not each other, just yourselves.
You're
just having a chat.
Yeah,
right,
washing yourselves, having a shower.
Yeah.
But
And
it's a regular shower in a regular house. It's not a shower in a swimming pool.
And he went fine. He got £1,000 out of it. He wouldn't do 900. He got £1,000 out of it. But then we said, and we'll have to watch to make sure you do it.
Yeah.
And he went, no, that's weird. So, but why? What's the?
But this is what annoys me, though, right? The whole idea of, oh, what would you do, right? So I bet you missed out there when we started this chat, saying, oh, I wonder what you do for money. It did start off with, would you rub Dale Winton's neck? Would you give Dale Winton a massage for 20 quid?
No, but you have to say no. 500. We're trying to find out what your price is. What price, Carl, is the name of the show. So would you give Dale Winton he's got a knot. He's got a bit of a knot. He's stressed. He's been doing supermarket sweep, and he's furious. One of the contestants was answering back, calling him names, and he's got all knots in his neck. You just give him a little bit of 5 minutes.
It's a little neck massage.
How much would you do that for?
He's naked, and it's just a little neck massage.
There's nothing going on. It's like...
See, there
You're
go.
naked as well,
Naked.
but it's just the two of you naked giving him a little massage.
No, seriously. Would you give him... okay, would you give me a foot massage?
For how much?
Well, that's what's
tell
your
us how
price?
And what are the rules, though? Can I wear gloves?
No.
No, just let's start off simple. Would you take off my shoes and socks?
I'd do it for, like, 50 quid.
You've got...
Okay, no, 20 quid to take off one shoe and one sock, but like you mean it. You just take the shoe off, you go... and as you're putting down my sock, you pull the sock down slowly, you look me in the eyes and go, what lovely ankles.
Seriously, how much? What price?
20 quid a foot.
20 quid a foot.
That's got to be worth it.
So 20 quid, you will take off my... we'll put on some soft music, right?
I don't need it today. That's what I was saying to you yesterday.
You always
do you know
need
what I
it.
mean? No, you don't. At the moment, I'm
cash.
quite happy.
Give it to a homeless person. Give it to a charity.
Well,
Donate
get
it to
him in
charity.
here.
Well, are you still going to shower with Johnny for £1,000?
Not now, because you said, and me and Steve are just going to stand in the corner and watch.
Well, we've got to make sure you do it. You might go in there and just, like, wet your hair and come out, pay Johnny 500 quid and go, yeah, we had a shower. How will we know?
Sorry, I'm quite interested about the shoe and sock.
I'm back to the shower. You just have to wash yourselves, and we have to inspect that it's really clean, because we want you to wash certain parts really...
Right, well, why have you both got to be in there, then?
Well, no, because one of us. Can we just take... yeah. Or can Steve film it?
as evidence. Just as evidence.
Or I'll tell you what, we'll leave the TV camera in there. Neither of us to be in there, then we can just watch the video.
Are you a couple of benders? Are you a couple of benders?
No. No. But can we discuss further the taking of the shoe and the sock? Because I think there's £20 in. I'm willing to pay £20 to see that. There's so many people listening. You
Brilliant. And we've still got Carl to take off my sock for 20 quid. Okay? Let's do it now. Let's just get it over with and do it now.
Come on, Carl. Let's get our cash out then, Rick. There's £10 right there.
No, you don't owe him, because he owes you 10, so I just have to pay him 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So, go on then. Just take...
Not whilst co-player here.
So they've had to shoot off.
Come on.
I don't want to do it.
Why not? Tell me
We've
what...
been on now for half an hour.
Okay,
We haven't done
well, at
anything
the end of this, why won't you do it? It's ridiculous. You won't have a shower, you won't take my shoes and socks off, you won't do anything. You won't give Dale Winton a rub down. What will you do, for Christ's sake?
I don't want to do it. Say if my mum and dad have heard about how well I'm doing in London.
Yeah.
Right? They've heard about, the Sony Awards and that. They're talking to the mates, they're saying Carl's doing well for himself.
Yeah.
Let's have a listen to him on Sky.
Yeah.
They're tuning in, I'm taking off socks for money.
What's it with that? that?
That'll be the first time that anyone in your family has actually made, money without stealing, thieving, or
It's an
committing
honest-
some kind of
it's hon-
atrocity.
Let's just do it quick then, because
first honest
it's
money.
getting on my nerves. It's actually annoying me.
Excellent.
Excellent, alright. Well,
Give me the money, Steve.
he's just taking a
you
tenner
go.
off
Give
me.
me the tenner back.
Right, okay.
Okay,
No, don't go like that.
You've got to do it properly. You
Do
ain't got to
it
say
like
it.
that.
You've got to.
No,
you've
do it
got to
slowly,
do
do
it
it
properly.
slowly. Go on, do it slowly.
Right, just gently. I can't see what's
Just
happening.
pretend I'm working on shop. There's nothing normal. Right, just feed
No,
back.
come on, just get it done.
What's
I
that?
hear whistling.
What's whistling? What's the whistling?
Sort that out. I can't believe.
Right.
Okay, now do it properly, gently.
Yes.
It's a sweaty trainer, which just makes it all the more.
Straight
Just
away.
gently caress it.
There's someone watching in the office.
Caress it there. Don't just gently ease
Just
the
gently
shop.
off. Just gently
Right,
off.
just like working on a shoe shop. There's nothing weird about it.
Just gently
I'm
ease that
gonna
off.
burst.
Right.
I'm gonna burst.
All right, now it's just
Right,
no.
just gently
Come on,
stop.
gently do it. Don't
gently
just
the
rip it
sock
off.
down, yeah.
Slowly, slowly.
What?
Tease it. Tease it.
I don't like this. I just wasted a tenner. That wasn't
Now,
enjoyable at all.
now wait a minute. You've got to say.
Say
You've got to
something nice
say.
about my ankle.
Say you've got lovely toes and I love your ankle.
You got nice toes and that.
Say it
I
properly.
don't like it anymore.
Do it, and you've got to say, you've got to say for the tenner. Otherwise,
Oh,
you're taking it back. You've
God.
got to say what lovely ankles you've got, but in a sweet, seductive voice.
Right. Oh.
Right, you got nice ankles.
That is not how you would seduce a
say
woman.
like
You would
that.
not seduce a woman like that, Carl.
Oh. I don't.
Suzanne.
I don't.
Imagine that.
I don't know. I don't feel good about
Leave
it.
it off because I want to see if we can get him to massage your toes.
See, I don't know what's worse. I mean, I didn't like the feeling much. That wasn't very nice because it was all rough, and and he's a skinhead and he's playing on the feet. And then I thought, oh, I've degraded him, so I don't know what I feel worse about.
You can keep the tenner that you owe me if you massage his toes.
No, I'm not doing that. No.
Why not?
No, we paid him. He's done it. Yeah, the shoes are back on. We're something else next week. Something else next week. Okay.
If you'd like Carl to humiliate himself for money, email in.
Well, Suzanne was surprised that I was like, last night I told her about it, and I
Oh,
said,
why did you do that? I don't know what I feel now. That's not good. I don't know. That's not good, is it?
and she just said, well, you don't like chucking money away, and that. And it was funny because we got talking about when we bought our first flat in Manchester, right? I bought a bed, right? I didn't have much money, and what annoyed me is I bought the bed and it turned up, and I said, "Where's the mattress?" And they said, "Well, you don't get a mattress with the bed. You got to buy that separately." And I was like, "Well, that's not a bed then, right?" So I didn't have any more money. Suzanne's at work, so I thought, well, I don't want to stress her out at work and that. So I know we haven't got a mattress for the bed. I had a word with my dad, right? He knew a mate who had one in the back of a van, right? He said, I'll have a word with him, he'll let you have it. Got the van, brought it round, stunk of diesel and that, but I thought, well, it's free, it'll do.
Yeah.
They brought it up, I stuck it in the spare room. Suzanne got home, she looked at the bed, she said, that looks alright. So where's the mattress? I said, it's in the next room, but I thought I won't tell her because
Sure.
she won't like the idea. She went in, just the room stunk of like petrol fumes and that.
Yeah.
She said, what's going on? I said, well, it's a mattress didn't come with the bed. So I've sorted you one out, I've got this off my dad. And we didn't have one night on it. She said, get rid of it.
Yeah.
I had to go and ditch it.
I don't know what she was thinking. One of your father's friends is driving around in a van with a mattress in the back.
Yeah. Was he a serial killer?
I mean, and she didn't want to sleep on it.
Like some Silence of the Lamb.
What kind of a cheapskate is she? What kind of a woman is she? That she won't sleep on a mattress that has been in the back of a transit van.
That's
Yeah,
what
since
I'm saying.
covered in
1985.
petrol, diesel, probably urine, and Christ knows what else. Oh.
So,
Would you swap pants with Steve for 50 quid now? You don't have to look at him, you go in the toilet, he takes his pants off in the toilet, leaves them there, you go in, right, you come out with your trousers on, you go in, right, take your pants off, put his pants on, leave your pants in the toilet, come out, you got his pants on, he goes in there, you come out, you swap pants, at the end of the show you put it back. How much?
when you say pants, what do you mean?
Just
Jeans?
underpants.
No, I'm not doing underpants.
Why? Why not?
Seriously, these were fresh on Thursday
Yeah, but
for the
I mean,
BAFTAs, for the awards, the Sonys.
do you know what I mean? But I mean, just name the price. It's going to be more than 20 quid. It's going to be more than 20 quid. It's going to be like 80 quid upwards, I think.
No, clean on today. They
Yeah.
were clean on today in their boxers.
It's as bad for him as you. Don't remember that.
Thanks for that.
50 quid?
Really? Play a record.
No, hang on, you just said you'll give me 50 quid.
If you go and swap pants. I don't know what's in it for me, I don't know why I'm doing this. It started off as torturing Carl, but not only am I out of pocket, I don't actually want you two to swap pants or touch my ankles.
Well, Steve isn't
I don't know
saying
what
no.
I've done, this is... I'm the victim here. I've paid out and I don't even like it. Play a record, I want to think about this. When was the last time you went to a live experience?
Well, I've been to gigs, but the one that springs to mind probably is when I first sort of tried a gig out, and it wasn't a music one. It was Bottom. Do you know with
Bottom the live thing with
Rick Mail and
Mail
Adrian
and that,
Edmonton.
yeah, in
When was
Manchester.
that?
Years ago, because it was in Manchester in about, I don't know, 87, 88 or something, and I was set up for like a blind date. Right, this a mate of mine sort of set me up to see this.
What,
girl.
so you said, let's go to Bottom?
Well, I didn't tell her. I just said meet us at the Apollo.
I bet she was over the
8
moon, wasn't
o'clock,
she?
Met her there. I said right. there you go.
Romantic?
Going to see some middle-aged men run round in pants. Brilliant.
Well, it's good. It's one of the things that afterwards you've got something to talk about, haven't you, and stuff.
Yeah.
So
And
was it a good gig?
Yeah, it was all right. Sort of bought some April fruits and that at the start of the night.
Yeah.
I think she liked that, and then we watched Bottom. Then afterwards had a bit of a chat, and then
You didn't see her again, I take it?
I would have done right because she was all right looking and everything.
Yeah.
But when we were chatting, she said she had a problem with a marrow
What?
and that.
She what?
She had a problem with a marrow.
She had a problem with her marrow?
Yeah.
You mean her bone marrow?
Yeah.
Oh! I thought you meant she had one stuck of her fanny.
No, just the.
Thanks for that, Rick. That's an image I can't get out of my head.
No, I wondered what... Oh, I see, a marrow. I thought you meant
marrow.
a marrow. Her marrow.
And is that serious? That? You see,
Well,
I just was put off it because I thought if you
Well, I think it's more serious than the problem with a marrow.
Yeah.
I mean...
with a marrow and that.
It's an idea if you're bored with butt
I
plugs.
love it! I love it! Everything he says is like someone from Kes.
It was just that thing that because,
You didn't want to go out with a girl who might be ill in some way.
well, yeah, I thought, what's the point in spending time with her, spending money on her and stuff, and then she's going to die on me?
Oh!
No, but seriously,
God!
no, but I'm just, see, this is what annoys me. You asked me to be honest, but I'm just saying, what's the point in me getting upset and stuff?
No, but it's not the... It was the one thing he said, what's the point in spending money on her if she's gonna die anyway? You've got to realise that's not a normal thing to say!
No, but what's the point in getting to really like, to know, you know, knowing someone and thinking, oh, she's really nice, I want to spend my life with her. It's good that she told me when she did.
Carl! What, during Bottom? I can't... This is the most amazing thing you've ever said!
What do you...
Steve, don't you understand what I'm saying?
But no, because... What? Well, firstly, it's the assumption that she's going to drop dead and you're going to think,
I'm
well,
not
let's
a
pour her some
doctor, I'm
April
not a
fruits,
doctor,
I'm
am I?
livid.
I don't know what it means when you've got a problem with a marrow and that, but she looked pretty serious when she was talking about it. So I was like, oh...
Christ almighty!
I don't understand what's so bad about it.
Play a record! I'll tell you. I'll explain to her during the break. You could chance to banish to Room 101 all those things that you dislike, they're never to be seen again. Will you please welcome Karl Pilkington?
Alright.
Who?
How are you doing?
Alright. Karl, so what does this represent? And imagine me putting some on the table next to you. Go on.
Right. Well, first of all, right, it's dead hard to come up with, like, 5 things that drive you up the wall.
Okay.
Right? It's not easy, because there's so many things.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, picking 5, it's like someone saying pick your 5 favourite records or 5 favourite films.
Sure.
It's hard, so...
You know in Desert Island Discs where you always get the complete works of Shakespeare in the Bible?
Yeah.
I think you should include Ricky Gervais. I think you should always be there already in Room 101. They don't have to nominate you. You always go in.
Go on then.
So don't bother putting him in. Don't bother putting Ricky in, Carl. He's already there.
I'm already there, waiting.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Right.
Yeah.
First of all, right, I thought of, like, things that we've done in the past.
Sure.
And, like, quotes and that you were talking about.
Yeah.
That quote that people say that, you know, money doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
Right, we're just rattling through some here.
Yeah.
That annoys me.
What?
Well, the quote, money doesn't make you happy?
Yeah, because
Why?
it does. It clearly does.
Right.
Without it, life's pretty dull, isn't it?
Yeah, good.
Right, so,
okay.
so that's like a little short thing, and you know, then that sort of makes you think about people with money. There was a programme on in the week, I don't know if you saw it, Steve, the one, Posh Loaded.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? That was a great show.
So annoying.
Oh, yeah.
There was a girl on there, right, who's from a rich family and that, and, you know, it's not her fault she's from a rich family.
No.
It's like how posh people annoy people. That doesn't annoy me, because the way I sound is because of where I'm brought up and that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you sound posh, you sound posh. It's, you know, it doesn't change you as a person or whatever.
Yeah, that's quite
But this girl, right, did you see it, Steve?
I did.
You didn't see it,
I
did you,
didn't
Ricky,
know.
right? This girl goes shopping, she buys like 4 t-shirts and a crappy little handbag.
Yeah.
Spends about 1,300 quid. And she's just wasting it going, you know, the woman's saying, oh, you'll love these, you know, they're really in fashion. She said, oh, whatever, I'll probably only wear them once anyway. And it just, that sort of thing annoys me.
Yeah.
You know, people with money, you know, who have grafted for it are good. But like, you know, people who just get money given to them from the rich parents trying to make the world. There was another point, right, where she's in a shoe shop, right, and she's like got these big boots and stuff. But part of the problem is, right, she's quite odd looking and that, right, but she's got a lot of money, so she makes herself look half decent.
Yeah.
Problem is, she's got fat ankles.
She's got what?
Fat ankles.
Right.
And they drive her up the wall, because no matter, I mean, it's one of them things, isn't it? It's almost like God has gone, yeah, you can have all the toffees and stuff you want, you can have, like, your nice t-shirts, but at the end of the day, love, you're stuck with these ankles, and you can see these...
I love the idea of God saying, right, you can have all the toffees you want.
Yeah.
And you have nice handbags and that, but you're stuck with these ankles. Oh, God.
And I really wanted to get a job in that shoe shop where she was going in, blowing her dad's money, and she was calling up her dad saying, oh, Daddy, is it alright if, you know, I'm just out shopping, I've just bought some shoes that have cost like £1,000, and I really wanted a job in that shoe shop. Just so I could sit there, and when she comes in, you go, oh, hello, love, whatever her name is. Lovely to see you here again. Got some lovely new shoes in. Look at these nice new boots, everyone's wearing them, Victoria Beckham. And, you know, all the it girls are wearing them. Yeah, try them on. Oh, you can't, because your ankles are so fat, you can't get into these. Never mind, here's some boots. She really annoyed me. And I'm not a nasty person.
You're
but
not.
She brought it out of me.
Carl, I'm worried though, this idea of you getting a job in a shoe shop, I'm not
know.
sure you're qualified.
I like all that's way round it. That
Yeah.
some people go, oh, I'd like her to lose all her money or something. He'd like to actually bother go through getting the job in the shop.
Yeah.
And then just wait in there.
You'd be too busy mucking around outside like, on some kind of trolley stuck in a little lake.
Yeah.
But interestingly, in that show, I was watching that show, and at one point, you mentioned that her fat heels or her fat ankles.
Yeah.
She said, I'd like to have various changes to my body. I know, plastic surgery. I'd like to do this to my face and da-da-da-da. And her mum's there, and her mum's going, no, don't be so. That's how. No, you're my daughter. You're beautiful. Da-da-da-da. No, you shouldn't. I'm not going to let you have those. Da-da-da. She went, I'd love to have an operation on my fat ankles. Her mum went, yeah, I do agree with that. What kind of a mother does that?
Oh, how bad can fat ankles be?
I know.
What were these ankles like?
Well, tell us, Rick. You must know.
No, do you know what I mean,
They
though?
were like, if you said to a little kid, say a 4-year-old kid, draw a person, they'd draw her legs. Do you know where there's no sort of thin bit, and then it comes out a bit for your knees?
Oh, yeah,
it goes
and they're
down to
just
ankles.
straight.
It was just like 2 logs.
People go and say, I like your new flares. What do you mean flares? They're leggings. Cheeky.
Awful, so...
What do you make of the fact that Mariah Carey's £38 million payoff has cost EMI staff their jobs, and we're talking 1,800 EMI staff who have lost their jobs?
What do you think of that?
Yeah,
I mean, is that silly money, Mariah Carey, on 38 million?
she doesn't need that much.
She doesn't need that much. She
Well-
has to dress nice, though.
It's not her fault. I'd say, it's bad business.
Okay.
Because, EMI, did you say?
Yes.
Right. They've got rid of them staff.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey's left. Who's going to do the work?
Do you think Mariah should come back and do some temping?
Well, they should have got a loan and paid her.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Vicious circle, that.
Right.
You haven't done a business degree or anything, have you?
Commerce.
You did commerce. Where did you do that? What did you do with that?
At school, I'd learned how to fill out a cheque, pay a bill, and I think I had a trip round Kellogg's.
Did you get an O level or a GCSE?
We know he didn't.
You know, I didn't.
But was there a commerce exam, or was it just a division of
Can't
maths?
remember.
What did he fill out a
Was it a
check?
subset of
It was an
maths?
option. It was like, if you want to do it, you can.
What
do
was it? Fill out a check.
Fill
pay
out
a bill.
Pay a bill.
Have a visit round
I nipped round
Kellogg's.
Kellogg's and I saw my sister's boyfriend there at the time. He sorted me out with some variety packs.
Really? What was in them?
You know, Rice Krispies and
Good stuff.
Cocoa Pops?
Space Dust or whatever it is.
Space Nuts!
So, sorry, that wasn't Ken Dodd, though. That was someone else, wasn't it? That was an aunt.
Yeah, that wasn't Special K. Oh, dear.
What about this then? Home Secretary David Blunkett admits that muggers rule some streets.
Weird this, because when I was out with you...
I don't believe it's going to be weird, whatever you say,
No,
Carl. Go on.
when we were in that pub that night and we got talking about muggers and that, the tip is, what I tend to do, because I nearly got mugged once, act
You
mental.
what? You nearly got mugged once?
I nearly got mugged.
Yeah.
But I tried this technique of acting a bit mental.
Right, and how did you act mental?
Well, this guy wanted me trainers. And I was in Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester. It was quite late one night. And he come up, he said, I want them trainers. I said, you want them? I said, I worked hard for these. I said, how dare you come to me asking? And I got a bit livid. And he looked at me like, oh my God, he's got a right one here. And he left me.
Were you acting mental, or were you just mental?
No, I put it on a bit.
Were you not petrified, though?
Well, you don't think about it, do you, when you're sort of in the eyes of danger?
Well, not you, clearly, you're a brave man. So what did you say?
I just went a bit mad. I just kind of, because he said he wanted the trainers and they were dear ones at the time, and no, you're not having these. I said, I've crafted you. I said, I wanted these trainers.
Yeah.
And went on to tell him how I work at printers and I don't enjoy it, and I put in all these hours and that, and I have to cycle home for about 5 miles. And
Did he give you his trainers?
Yeah.
Did he have a knife or
I
anything?
just left. No, it didn't get that. Didn't get that violent.
Well, that's very brave of you, Carl.
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
good advice, though. Just act mental.
See, Watts actually tried it the other night.
Oh, Liza Minnelli.
Yeah.
Well, she says, I've worked hard for these diamonds. Yeah. It's not easy being the daughter of Judy Garland. You don't know what it's like.
Finally, apparently there was a crook that got a security job at Heathrow. Right, he was a crook and he got a job at Heathrow.
Crook.
As robbers steal another £2 million. Apparently security down there is lax.
Yeah.
Is that a concern for you?
Is this another
Yeah.
2 million?
Yeah.
Why is all this money at the airport?
It's those sandwich shops. You know how they're really expensive, the sandwiches in, like, when you're in a plane? They're like £2.50 for tuna, which is ludicrous.
Yeah.
That's basically the reason.
What do you mean, why is all this money at airports?
Well, what is it doing there? Why?
Have a go. No, have a go answering this yourself. Why is anything at an airport?
It's going somewhere.
Or coming in from somewhere?
Yeah, but money you can sort it out through the bank, like phone banks and that.
Have you done commerce? You know a lot about paying bills and writing out checks. Yeah.
Tell us about Kellogg's.
What was it like? What was in the factory? Was it just like squashing bits of corn? And
Pretty boring, really. Just loads of conveyor belts,
Yeah.
boxes of cornflakes everywhere. Just what you imagine.
yeah.
I
So
don't
is
know
it
what
more,
we're meant to
this is
learn
where
from
you
it.
might be working? This is where you're likely to work? if you
Possibly.
leave
There was
school?
2 trips. There was that and the trip to Manchester Evening News.
Okay.
And I left that early because I had a job in Cordon Bleu.
In Kellogg's.
Cordon Bleu, what's that?
It's like a supermarket.
Yeah?
And I had to leave the trip early, and the teacher went mad saying they thought I'd got lost on the, in the building and stuff.
What, you
and it
didn't
caused
tell
a right
anyone?
uproar. No, because it was like day 2 of working in this supermarket, and I couldn't be late. I thought by the time I explain where I've got to go and everything, I'll be even later.
Sure.
So I just left, and then apparently they were searching the building and everything for me.
How
And I
old
might have
were
been
you?
Stuck in a printer. Don't know.
Stuck in a printer!
I don't know.
What was the printer's name?
You worked at a supermarket called Cordon Bleu.
Yeah,
Cordon Bleu!
brilliant.
That's great, isn't it?
it's rubbish.
Oh.
Got sacked.
You've had some
What'd you
amazing-
get sacked for?
Messing about in a back in the car park round the back.
Yeah.
Right, there was a grid, and all the concrete had gone funny. So when it rained, you got like a big lake,
Oh, yeah.
right? And I got in. Do you know those big metal trolleys you get to like put all the food in whilst?
Oh,
you're
yeah,
And
yeah.
I got in one of them and pushed myself out into this lake.
Of cement.
No,
Of
it
water.
was full
Oh, it
of
was
water
water,
'cause it'd been
right,
raining.
right.
And I got stuck in the middle, right? And the boss was like, "Where's Carl? He's meant to be doing, facing up the beans." And I was like,
And you were
so-
stranded in a lake.
So someone said, I saw him messing about out the back. He came out and saw me stuck in the middle of this lake in a trolley. And he said, get back in. I said,
Would you say, no, I'm filming sharks?
I said, it's too deep. I can't get out. You'll have to pass me something. And he said, I'm not passing you nothing. He said, you can get out of there and walk through it. I said, I'm not. I've got my trainers on. probably the same
Yeah,
ones.
you've risked
actually.
your life for them.
Yeah. I said, I'm not getting these wet. I said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to wait for the water to go down the grid. He said, the grid's blocked. Now get out or you're sacked. I said, well, I'm not getting out. He said, right, you're sacked.
So you were sacked? How long did you have to wait for the water to go down the
In
grid?
the end, I did get bored, and I sort of did a bit of a leap and a jump and got 1 foot wet.
How long were you waiting?
Maybe about half an hour.
Just think of it. Just think. I mean, how did he get himself into that situation? That's fantastic. Should we play a record?
Oh, definitely.
Money for old rope, do you know what I'm saying? I can't even be bothered.
Yes, you're going to tell me now. Come on, Carl. I mean it.
Basically, money for old rope came from the... right.
What was all that about? He can tell someone's weight. What was that
bonus
for?
fact.
And Brian Blessed shitting himself. What are you... What? No, don't you... No, tell me that now. You nearly made me swear then. I'm getting really annoyed. I'm getting really annoyed now. Tell me this fact, Carl, or I'm going to go mental.
Come on, Carl, time's running out.
More that people, years ago, when people used to be hung, right?
Right.
If you didn't like the person who's been hung, you'd go, God, I really don't like him. And so you never forget the time.
Presumably if they're being hung, we take that as read.
Yeah. So they never forget afterwards to get the hangman to get the rope and to cut it up into little pieces, and he'd sell them. He'd sell the little pieces of the rope to people. And
Carl, that's the most interesting thing, if it's true, that you've come up with.
Right, okay. And so so they sell the rope?
They sell the rope, and it's money for old rope.
Money for old rope.
Meaning, like, you know, God, it's easy to make money, that all I have to do is cut it up and sell it.
Yeah. I'm cynical. I'm not so convinced.
How did you meet Suzanne?
That was when I was working with her, and she gave me 20p for the hot chocolate machine. She never asked for it back. Thought she's alright. Been there sort of 11 years, so it works.
Has she ever given you that? You've never given that 20p
Never
back?
asked for it back.
And did you return the favour, perhaps on the next date? You buy her a Kit Kat or something?
No, I don't think I did. I think word got out that she liked me and that. And what did I do? I think I did some work for her. I did some editing for her, to sort of show off my skills and that.
Sure.
And she was like, "Oh, you're good at this, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah." And I think she got us another drink because I was doing that editing for her in my own time.
So you're up on the deal, aren't you? Because I know now, I know for a fact that you've not spent any money on her in 11 years, so you're 40p up.
At least. We, just thinking back to some of the other highlights of the year. One of mine, Rick, I'm sure one of yours, Live 8.
Live 8 was great
Magnificent.
fun.
Not only was it a great day, but obviously, it made its message, very much, clear and open to the world. Did you enjoy, Live 8, Carl?
Yeah, it was alright. It was, you know, quite a good thing. I mean, has it sorted the problems out, or...?
Well, it's more about raising awareness, isn't it, and bringing that to the world's attention.
I'm aware of it, so yeah, it's sort of done the job on that. But I read something about,
Unbelievable.
do you know, but, you know, because Live 8 was all about money and stuff, wasn't it, giving money? And
No, it wasn't really.
Well...
It was about awareness, but it was about, the G8...
Dropping the debt.
Cancelling the debt to I think the 20th poorest nations or something, which I think...
Yeah. Well, then I was reading up on that, and there was something about, do you know Bill Gates?
Yeah.
Who did the computer stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's the
Microsoft.
wealthiest man in the world or something.
Absolutely, the first 100 billionaire.
Wow.
Was he?
That is a lot of money, because they worked out, they put to him that, with his labour, what his labour's worth, he would have to drop over $6,000 to be bothered to pick it up.
Wow.
And they asked him, and he said, well, of course I'd pick it up, you know, because it doesn't work like that. But yes, he's that rich.
But he could just pay someone to do it as well, couldn't he?
Okay, get on with it, Carl. Again, you've missed the point. Again, you've missed the point.
But all I'm saying...
Sorry, Gracie, in wherever you are, Carl's an idiot, and I stand by it.
Bill Gates...
And don't rip foxes to pieces.
He's got that much money, right? He's saying that he could give everyone in the world, right, £6.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, right? And just what I was thinking and what I would to say to you, see what you think, right? Do you think it's fair that everybody gets £6?
Right, why? What's your point?
What do you mean? You mean the poor should get more?
Well, no, not really. What I mean is, say like if you live in Africa, right?
Yeah.
You can get a lot more for, say, £1 there than you can in London. So what I'm saying is, rather than £6 each,
yeah,
maybe give people in London a tenner each, in Africa or whatever, give them out £3, £3.50.
So you're saying, give the poorest people less, so they can get as much for their money in their Argos.
Yeah, basically.
You're saying, if you were to redistribute wealth, you'd give the poor people slightly less than the rich people because they've got a higher standard of living. Gracie, once again, can I come back to you on this? Do you know now why I call me that? Oh, you know what I like about Gracie? She told the truth and she put her name. It's Grace, actually. She put her name down. Some people, I mean, just say you're a prat and they don't even
They just shout at you across the street.
Yeah,
"Hey, fat man, you're not funny."
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I rest my case. Carl, you're an idiot.
Alright.
We're here to ask you to donate generously to Comic Relief. Carl, thoughts? Good cause?
I don't want to put it down, but no, it's just every year. If I was watching this at home, it's kind of like, here we go again. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
If you want to give, give. If my dad's watching this at home now, he'll go home. It's not tonight, is it? He hates tonight. My mum gets annoyed because the EastEnders isn't on. It changes the schedule. I don't like it when I see, you know, JLS sat in a tub of beans going, call up, makes no difference, I've made my mind up. It annoys me that they're sat in beans. There's people going hungry across the world. They're sat in God knows how many tins that is. It just seems a waste.
Right. But you think the cause is a good one?
But it's every year. So I think people sort of go, oh, not again. How many times, if you had a mate who kept saying to you, you couldn't lend us a tenner, could you? How many times do you go, right, okay, this is the last time. We keep giving you money every year.
Right.
And each year you come back again with your hand out. How long are we going to keep doing this?
That's what you feel about Richard Curtis, who's behind Comic Relief.
Well, Richard Curtis, I never see him doing the bad stuff. He's never out there, is he? He gets all his mates to do it. Look at this I've arranged. Meanwhile, he's at home. I've never seen him in the thick of it.
No.
Lenny Henry, he's out there all the time.
Yeah.
You know, he's good. But Curtis, I bet people at home watching this haven't got a clue about Richard Curtis.
And yet he's the one who's going to get the knighted.
Is he?
Well,
Definitely.
inevitably, yeah.
Definitely. I'd love it to mean something these days. I go, well, you've made a Knight of the Realm. And he goes, oh, brilliant. And I go, right, here's the suit of armour. Get on that horse. We're fighting the French. Let's see his face then.
Straight back onto Lenny Henry again.
I feel that Carl's perhaps been a bit negative about Comic Relief. Can you give us your appeal for people to contribute to Comic Relief?
I just wish they'd focus on one charity. Just one thing a year. They go, this year, we're going to sort that out. And once we've raised money for that thing, we're not going to be knocking on your door again saying, we want some more.
Okay.
That is it.
What should we do? What charity do you want to solve? Everyone sends the money.
Well, just something important. In the paper the other day, they'd raised money for a pair of slippers for an elephant.
Right,
Now, I love elephants,
Yeah.
but it annoyed me. This picture there, 500 quid it was for a pair of slippers. Why?
Because he doesn't want to stomp around the house in his shoes.
We can't save everyone.
Exactly. You know, and sometimes he wears them over to the newsagent.
You shouldn't go out in slippers. They're for shoes in the house.
Right.
And then that's what happens. It will nip out with them on. Then next year, the elephant needs slippers again. Hass and out again. In the street, there's always people. London is a nightmare. Honestly, you'd
What, the
nip
people
out.
with the clipboard?
Yeah, you couldn't avoid them. You cross the road, there's another one there. What am I going to do? I mean, a lot of the time, I think it's harder if you're a woman, a young woman, because the bloke's got them things on Greenpeace or whatever, deafkids.com, and they normally approach young women and they use it as a bit of a chatting up thing. You know, look at me, I'm a good bloke, doing a bit for charity. It's always with a good looking woman, not like some toad looking woman. It's always a good looker. Now, why is that? There's no evidence that says a good-looking woman's got more money.
If you're watching this and you haven't been stopped regularly to give charity, you probably look like a toad.
Red Cross, they've got more out of me. They keep calling up now they've got my number. Whenever there's a problem in the world, that phone isn't for me anymore. It's no use for me. It's just like the sort of Mother Teresa line. She's dead, who else can help us? Well, we've got Carl's number, give him a call. He's got a few quid. Honestly, that's how it seems every time. But I've told you, help the aged. You sign up, you give them your bank details. You're going to be looking after Edna. And they give you a little picture of Edna. She's sat there with one of those sort of pennies on. It tells you what it's going towards. Pay you £10. That will go towards keeping Edna warm, right? Get another pack, about a month later, open it up, there's Edna, she's got a tan. So that's what they're doing with the money, not just keeping her warm, popping the gas on, sending her away on holiday. If they sent me a letter saying Edna's going on holiday, I'm not putting money towards that, I'm paying for a gas bill. And that's what puts you off charity. The more you find out, the more you sort of turn against it.
So you're saying could be a con?
Well, you do have to be careful with a lot of charities. Yeah, I'm sure this one's legit, and money's going to the right places, but you never know.
Now, I understand the cynicism. It's a drop in the ocean. It doesn't solve anything. It's people showing off on telly, right? Trying to get a bit of kudos, whatever, right? But what is nice is the ordinary people who do give so generously, and they're moved, and they might not have a lot of money themselves. Even people on welfare benefit, they're on the dole, or they haven't worked, they hand over a fiver to someone. Isn't that heartwarming?
People on the dole hand over money.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy. That's not their money to give away, is it? No, it is. You give me some of your money, I'll give it away. That's easy. It's when you've been working all week, got a boss moaning in your ear. Quick, we've got to get this done. Can I have holiday? No, you can't. We've got a deadline to meet. But I've booked holiday now. My wife wants to go away. We've got a big order on plumbing supplies.
What's the order coming in?
It's a big order from abroad.
What do they want?
Extra U-bends.
Oh, come on, how many U-bends do
No,
we
we need to get it done.
But it's
get
Friday.
back to work, right? Now, you need a holiday more than anyone. If they're on the dole, they're not stressed out. It's not their money. I can give money away that isn't mine.
Carl, what do you make of Comic Relief Night itself? Do you watch? Does it make you laugh?
I just feel like it goes on too long. You know, and they keep saying, this is the figure, you know, we're after. Let's beat last year's. Well, no, let's not. Let's not beat last year's.
Okay.
Because then next year you'll want even more. I said, let's have a bit of a lull. An all-time low this year. Let's try and do that. So next year it's easy to crack. I've always thought that. It's tricky, this, because it does look like I'm having a go.
No.
All I'm saying is, if you haven't got that much money, the money you have got, you spend wisely. Over in Africa, you've got the all-time high, 50 million. Well, let's go mental. No, let's not go mental. Just give them a few million, see how they get on.
Right. Give generously, but not too generously, because tonight we want an all-time low.
So, growing up on this estate, and there was this woman about 4 houses down, right? It's a bit rough, all right?
Didn't fancy her.
Oh, God, no. Right, but she had a baby.
Well, tell me about her first. I'm interested in this woman. What was she?
It was a very...
Was it like being a man in a dress?
I mean, I didn't grow up in a posh house or anything. And I'm not saying that if you live in a bit of a rough house, you're a bad person.
What does she look like?
But anyone can
Tattoos?
clean up.
Look like Tony Green with a fag on.
They didn't clean up much, right?
Oh.
Which, even if you've not got a lot of money, you can still try and make the place look nice.
Yeah.
Right? But she didn't, and a kid used to take a horse into the house.
Sorry. Whoa, Neddy. What do you mean a kid used to take a horse into the house? Where did they get a horse?
Must have nicked it from somewhere. Must have done.
You seen a horse in it? No.
What, is that from outside the saloon round the corner?
Yeah, was it just tied up with a bit of...
Right? And,
oh, that's great. Did Big Jake come looking for it?
I'd been out.
Oh. No, so let me get this. This was before the lynching stopped or after.
Where did he get a horse from? What do you mean he must have nicked it? His mum said, where'd you get that from? I bought it. All right then, but keep it out of the kitchen.
I don't want you going cattling rustling.
Where did he get a horse from, Carl? And how long did he have it for? Was he leading it or riding it? Mum, open the door, I can't stop!
I can't stop it. Open the patio door as well,
Looks like we got us a runaway. What do you mean?
I don't know, but the thing is, they couldn't afford to buy one because they're not cheap. So I'm just guessing. Maybe that's wrong of me. But I think...
He had a horse?
Yeah, right. So
that's why the family didn't have any money, they'd spend it on the horse.
No, I don't think, that's what I'm saying, I don't think they would have bought it. So anyway...
Yeah, it's wise to whisper, Carl, in case they're listening.
Yeah, and
they could be in the room next door.
It's not buying it, it's keeping it as well. Oh,
so I was like in the car with my dad coming into the avenue, and you used to have to drive down it to turn round and, and you know, sort of go back to our house.
You had the traditional method of transport,
and the horse was in the lounge,
reading a paper,
just like walking around.
Oh God! What?
And when I was doing, I tried to earn myself some money once by flogging little flowers in plastic cups.
What? This is genius. It just keeps coming. What do you mean you're trying to flog little flowers? What do you mean?
Wait. Let's play a record. Let's play a record and come back to this, because the story's going to just unravel and unravel. It's going to go on for hours. Let's play a track,
deeper and deeper. It's like an onion, isn't it?
We've created a whole world here where there's a man living with a horse.
Just walking around the lounge.
I come from the West Country, I've never heard anything like that.
I just think of a big sort of like orange carpet and a rediffusion telly and this horse going, I'm fed up in here.
Exactly.
This is really...
I am not taking the rubbish out again.
Yeah.
Right, play a record. Let's have Velvet Underground. We've got that lined up.
Great track. So we were talking. We were doing White Van Man, and we got onto.
We got on to genetically modified babies, but
and
somehow
then Carl started telling a story about someone with a horse, and then he got onto. He was trying to make money selling flowers. Just do the flowers briefly.
Well, hang on. I just want to recap slightly. So there was a family, and who had the horse in the family?
It was...
Because you lived on an estate in Manchester.
So
didn't
the
you?
mother was a right pig, apparently. I don't know if that's
you
relevant.
don't need to go that far.
But
what I'm trying to do is, like, make a picture for you so you understand.
What did she
what a
look
picture
like?
it
Who
is.
did she look like?
Bit of a... And no disrespect to her. Bit like Pauline Quirk.
Quirky, yeah.
Right?
Okay, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be Pauline. Did she have any tats? Did she have any
I've
tattoos?
never got that close to her.
Okay, all right.
So who had the horse? Was this her son or her
No,
husband?
her daughter.
Her daughter had stolen a horse,
Yeah, from... I don't know where. There was a... I think there was some stables down the road or something.
and they kept the horse in the house with
They
them.
kept it in the house.
Did
But
they
didn't
get
have
caught?
it for long.
No.
Sorry, and you said you were in the house one day and you saw the
No,
horse
no,
in
what
there.
happened was, I was, they did this thing at school about raising money for charity, right? For some local charity. And they said, you can do anything to raise money. And they came out with all these ideas, and I thought, that's good.
What was the charity?
But I don't know, I thought, forget the charity.
Yeah, that's
I'm
just
a
a good money
charity
making
eater.
idea.
So-
You're a charity.
So, so I asked my mum for some, because she used to have a lot of flowers around the house.
Sure.
I said, can I just take some snippings off them? And I'll go and buy some plastic cups. And got some soil out of the garden, planted the bits of plants in them,
Yeah.
got a tray,
Yeah.
had about 25 plants on it, selling them for 25 pence each.
Excellent. Did you sell any?
Yeah, so loads.
Did you just cut? You didn't just cut them and stick them in the
Yeah, they
soil.
wouldn't have survived. But I think people sort of thought, well, good on him for trying. But anyway, so I went round to theirs, because I thought their house could do with a bit of colour and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a bit rough. So as I went
The
on-
horse went, thank God for that breakfast. They've been feeding me kitty cat.
So I got up to the door, and they opened the door, and it was one of them houses where no carpet,
Yeah. A horse in the living room.
You know.
We've all been there.
and,
Yeah.
and the horse was walking around the living room.
Oh.
I looked quite happy and everything, because I always say that about animals.
Black Beauty
right?
was on. Yeah.
Well, think about it, right? If you were a horse, where would you rather be? In a little wooden hut with a load of hay, or in like a house with a
Central heating.
3-piece suite and
Sure.
a telly and that?
Telling you that!
No, but I was saying this the other day,
And an Atari.
right? I was walking through London. the other
Commodore
day.
64,
Yeah.
rubbish.
Exactly.
Walking through London with Suzanne, right?
Yeah.
And you know, like homeless people always have dogs. And
Yeah.
she said, "Oh, I hope she looks after it." I said, "They've got that dog is happier than most dogs
Right.
because people always walk past and give it a pat on the head.
Yeah.
It's with its owner all the time.
Yeah.
It's out in the open. It's not locked up in a house.
Yeah.
It doesn't
You know what I
eat,
mean?
but other than that.
No, it does eat though. They're always all right. So that's what I was saying. I think this horse was doing all right for itself. Do you know what I mean?
Well, not many horses have got their own house.
Exactly.
For a start, yeah.
But anyway, that's
That's
what
by
we
the
were talking
by.
about. Yeah. So anyway, this family, who's a bit. What we were talking about, it was about cloning.
Genetically modified kids
Yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Right, now what I'm saying is, you could say, you know, right, Steve, you could have a baby, right? And Ricky could see it and say, God, I want one that looks like that,
Yeah.
right?
It could happen, Rick.
So,
Come on, work with him.
so you take it to the doctors, and I don't know what they do, they inject it with something or whatever,
Yep, that's how it's done.
Yeah.
and get a little baby, and there it is, it looks the same. Now the thing is, you separate, you both go off and do your own things,
Yep.
right? Now, you look at Stephen, you look after your baby,
Yeah.
you treat it well, you give it good food and
I'm a
that,
good dad.
all the vitamins and stuff.
Yeah.
Ricky just gives it cheese, right? So then it changes its looks. It goes a bit fat, you know. It gets tired easily and that sort of thing. Now, when this family,
Why am I just feeding a baby cheese?
right? This family who had a horse in their house.
Yeah.
They had a little baby, and my mum went round and said, "You're not going to believe this, but it's a beautiful looking baby, right?"
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know. And the weird thing is, it was a good-looking kid, but as time went on, they didn't really look after it. And I'm not saying, like, abusing it, but it used to run around, it used to play out till, like, 10 at night.
Yeah.
It used to chase cars.
Right.
It was a bit...
Did it have hooves?
Yeah, no. Chase cars!
Right?
What sort of kid chases cars? Oh, God.
No.
Was it called Rover?
The
Did
weird
it catch sticks?
It's Liam, it was called, right?
Right.
Now, the weird thing is, it was a good-looking kid, but as time went on, and all that, like, not eating properly and its hair was all patchy,
It's not Liam Gallagher, is it?
and chasing cars and that, and it became a an ugly kid.
It's definitely Liam Gallagher.
And that's what I'm saying, right? You can clone all you like, but at the end of the day, it's how you brought up.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Wow.
Life.
Wow.
That was a hell of a point.
Oh, God.
But am I right?
Oh, you're always right, Karl.
Karl Pilkington, good afternoon.
Alright, what's going on?
You all right, mate?
Yeah. I just thought, I'm grouting. Up a ladder, phone keeps ringing, eight missed calls. I'm thinking, it must be important, someone died or something.
But hold on, though.
A fella saying, come on the radio.
I don't
Trying to
understand.
get on the radio all week to plug the DVD, which is out now abroad. Nobody was interested. Suddenly you're on, you say call him up, but everyone's got to start panicking, getting me on the air. What?
Why are you still grouting? You've been grouting all week. I mean, it must be... Are you doing a shoddy job, or are you going over things? I don't understand.
They're little small tiles, aren't they? It takes ages.
But, Karl...
No, you've never done it in your life.
No, I
have you?
don't. No, because my time is... I get paid more than a tiler, so it'd be mad for me to spend my time tiling. I wouldn't be saving money,
right.
I'd be losing money. So
Right.
you earn more than a tiler.
Well,
So
no, I don't. Not at the moment. Nothing's happening, is it? Nothing's rolling in at the moment.
DVDs
No
are.
work is coming in.
your DVD's at number 5 in the
Yeah,
charts.
but
Okay.
hey, Richard, you don't see that money for ages, mate. Honestly, nothing happens.
He's so annoyed. He was annoyed, right? We've just got an animation on in America, Canada, Scandinavia, Australia, right? Channel 4, right? Being second series being made.
Yeah.
All those.
Yeah.
He's
Amazing.
going. When are we getting paid? When are we getting paid? He thinks it's going to come every week in a little brown envelope with gum on it. No, it doesn't.
I don't know how long I'm going to be around for. And anything else, like you say, if I was a tiler, I'd do the tiling, and then the person would pay me.
Right.
But in this line of work, everyone's always quite ready yet. The money's in a pot. Where's the pot? Where's the money? It just annoys me because someone could buy it
Karl,
who's
Karl,
signing this off.
Karl.
And I,
That was a metaphor. There's no real pot. When they said, "Oh, it's got to go in the pot," they meant all those DVDs. They go in there and they feel what the profit is, and then we get a profit share. Most people don't get a profit share. You have walked into this job under the wing of me and Steve Merchant. You should be so lucky. You've had the easiest ride of anyone in entertainment ever in the history of the world.
it's not good though. Everyone keeps going, "Oh, you must be a millionaire." No, I'm not, because the money's split. So many hands are out. Every job I do. Ricky and Steve weren't away with me when I was abroad, yet they get a big bib of it. They've got their hand out. Their agents have got their hands out. I am not a millionaire, so let's get that out there. I'm skint at the moment. No money's coming in. I've just been on the phone then. The reason I didn't answer one of the 8 calls that I've just had is because I was on the phone to the electric people, giving them a meter reading. They'll want paying on time. I can't just tell them, "Oh, the money's in the pot." The tax man. The money's in the pot. You can have it when I get the pot. I don't know when I'm getting paid. That's how it works. I'm sick of it.
Good. Well, thanks very much, Karl.
Yeah, thank you, Karl. Karl, what room are you grouting?
Just in the kitchen.
It's in the kitchen, right? Okay.
But what are you? Is it all tiled? It must be like being
No,
inside a bath.
No, there's one wall that there was tiles up. I pulled some off. The wall underneath was damaged, so I thought, right, I best not pull them all off. But what I'll do, I'll get my Dremel out. I'll take
You
out all
what?
the
You
grout.
what? You what?
The Dremel. It's like a tool that you use for getting the grout out.
Right.
Take out all the grout. Put new grout in. They look as good as new.
Thanks,
Anyway,
Karl.
time for the news.
Is Karl look like you're enthusiastic? This is The Guardian. This is where it all started for us. We did the record break podcast with The Guardian. It went on to become the biggest download. 205 million downloads so far. And now it's being made into animation with HBO, probably the greatest channel in the world, and Channel 4.
Also a channel.
Yeah.
So, Karl, a little bit of decorum. Yeah? Excited to be here?
Yeah, it's just we're doing a full day of this, and it just gets a little bit wearing.
Well, hang on, but this is
Well, you don't say that, because they won't
No,
think
but it's
that
better to tell them why.
This is an exclusive.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's everywhere. People get sick of hearing about it. That's what happens, isn't it?
Mm.
I mean, you crop up everywhere every time something comes out. It's like, oh, what's he flogging now? That's the problem.
And that's
People
a
are just
friend.
going,
That's
I know,
a friend.
But that's how it comes across, isn't it? It's like, here we go again, flogging something.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, our bit of work's been done here.
Right.
I don't know why we have to sit and explain to people.
So you just like people to just buy our products, no questions asked, just buy it, give us the money.
If you want, but what I'm saying is the people who've made the DVD, when do they get involved? When do they get off their arse and do something for us? Instead of us sat here having to flog it. It comes across cheap. I hate it.
But they don't. But the people looking at this don't want to see the fellow does the accounts for HBO, do they?
But this is a nice symbiotic relationship with the Guardian. The Guardian said, "Yeah, we're."
Guardian, these are nice people.
Don't you want people to see this? Aren't you proud of it?
It's not the best thing I've ever done.
What's the best thing you've ever done? Your fucking paper round. Because that's the only two things you've done so far in life. You had a paper round, then you had this, then you met us.
I just feel like...
Is there a DVD of the paper round coming out soon?
Yeah, I'd like to see that. He reckons that's the best job he's ever had. He said I was my own boss. No, you weren't.
No, but it's the best job that I did as well. I felt confident in it. If people said, what do you do? And I do a paper round, I reckon all my customers would have been like, it's bloody good as well. Always the right paper, didn't rip it in a letterbox.
Yeah.
I was good at it. This shouldn't have happened. This is all an accident. You said, oh, HBO are animating it. I said, great, how much? And you go, oh, well, don't worry about that. You know, I still don't know to this day what I'm meant to be getting out of it. The drawing, you sort of, all I heard you say to him is make his head rounder. I've had no input into it at all. It's just...
What do you think of the roundness of the head? What's your opinion of Karl?
Same shape as yours.
Yeah, it's a perfectly admirable head. I'd be proud to have that head, and apparently I do.
And have you seen the animation?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I thought you looked a bit like Fred Flintstone.
Well, yeah, a bit Fred, bit Barney, but that's what we said. We wanted it sort of Hanna-Barbera, that sort of, you know, cuddly retro look. Because the things he says on the podcast, if you add to that a nasty, scary cartoon, it's going to be over the top.
What would be a nasty, scary cartoon? Like if you were all naked or something?
Oh, no, just like spiky and,
Right.
and trendy. And I think it had to be nice and cuddly, because he's a little funny little cuddly creature, isn't he? You know, it's just like a lovely little round-headed... He's got a heart of gold, really.
The Sun love it. They say it's good. The Mirror says it's genius.
Seth MacFarlane, creator of The Family Guy, said it's the best animation he's ever seen.
I don't like comments like that. Builds it up too much. It's just... it's me saying stuff that I think I would have made more of an effort if I'd have known that it was going to end up on the telly. It's like when I was talking about stuff to these two, I'd be saying about the problems my Auntie Nora's having, stuff like that, thinking, well, she hasn't got the internet, she's never going to hear this. Then suddenly, it's on the telly. You know, and she doesn't go out much, so she watches a lot of the telly, and then she's going to be flicking about one night going, oh, that sounds like Karl. Oh, wow, this is good. What's Karl saying here? Just turn it up a minute, turn it up. And I'm talking about her having a wind problem. And it's a little bit...
What happened with her wind problem?
Well, she's still kind of got it. She's on a lot of tablets and stuff, and it's just sort of playing havoc with her insides.
But has Auntie Nora seen it? Have you heard back from her?
No, a relation told her that she's been talked about. She doesn't know what about.
So are you censoring yourself now that you're more of a media figure?
For telly stuff, yeah, because it's proper, isn't it? As soon as something gets on the telly, it takes it up a level.
Guardian online.
Well, it's still internet. It's still... I like that. I like the way it's just people... The only people who'll be watching this are people who want to watch it. You don't get any whingers. There's no one going on there. Are you closing off the comments on these things? Because that's annoying.
We'll open those up.
I'd close them. Because it's just people getting involved. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I don't understand that. I don't understand this whingingness. There's loads of things I don't like in life, but I don't stand around saying don't buy them. You know.
Well, you do. I'll buy a DVD for one.
No, but I'm just talking about stuff that I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah.
You know.
Which is everything, really, isn't it?
But, you know, you're excited by the fact someone puts it on, they watch episode 1, they're like, bam.
We've got the second series, that's being made now, that's going on HBO, Channel 4, it's being sold around the rest of the world.
Have you been convinced that this is a good product to buy yet, or not?
It's if you're into buying... You see, I don't buy DVDs, I'm not of that market. I sort of wait until it's on the telly, and this has already been on the telly. So if you really liked it, and you want to remember it, buy the DVDs, that...
And there's loads of extras on there, like little things,
few bits.
unseen footage, and all that sort of stuff. It's 13 episodes, Karl, for the money. You know, it's a lovely little collector's item. Good for all the family, if they're over 15.
Yeah.
And a bit mental.
Stephen, any thoughts on this new...
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I'm certainly looking forward to my free copy. I shall...
It's not free copies, but you do get 30% discount.
Great, that's even better. So, it says it's genius, Daily Mirror.
The Sun says it's very funny.
Don't say The Sun, the Daily Mirror, the Guardian. The Guardian could have given us a quote.
Well, they probably didn't like it, did they?
I don't know. They're probably going, oh, we started that.
Yeah, we should get a cut of that, shouldn't we?
Oh, here we go. Another hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone else.
Jesus
Join
Christ.
the club.
You've got 2 houses at the podcast, Carl. Stop fucking whinging. I mean, I'd say steal this from shops if you want.
That seems a bit crazy.
Well, no, we get paid.
Will we?
Yeah. Don't steal. Shouldn't say that, should we? Don't steal, don't do drugs, and floss.
Well, I'm just on my way to meet a bloke called Kenny, who he basically grew up in the slums, turned his life around, made a load of money, and now he enjoys spending it. But the thing is, you start earning money, and it doesn't. I don't know. You can get a bit daft with it, can't you? You don't know how money's going to affect you. If I won the lottery tomorrow, and I don't do it because it's too hard, isn't it? It's impossible. But if I did, I do not know what would happen. I know there'd be arguments. I think winning a load of money would cause headaches at home because Suzanne would have... She'd be wanting holidays all the time. And I don't want to go away, do I? I'm never at home as it is. At the moment, I say we can't afford it. We can't afford to go away. If I win, like, 2 million quid on the lottery, I can't say we can't afford it. She's going, what are you on about? What's the point in having the money if we're not spending it? It's like, yeah, but I'm knackered. I want to stay at home. We bought a nice house and we're never in it. Oh, I'm sick of this. Before you know it, you're falling out and, you know, you've ended up with some tart. Afternoon. I take it you're Kenny?
Hi, how are you, Carl?
Hi, I'm all right, yeah.
I'm very well, thank you. Maybe you should sit and check out my chair. Aren't they beautiful?
What are these? Are these girlfriends or
Yes,
partners?
girlfriends.
Right.
Let's go there, because I think you're burning.
Burning my head, yeah, getting a red head.
I'm also bald, that's why I always
all
wear
right, you
care.
cover it, yeah.
You need to enjoy the fine things in life, Carl. I used to drink 100 rands bottle, which should be about 10 pounds.
Right.
This is 15,000 pounds.
To get all this, you're not stupid. So I don't understand how you can be happy handing over £15,000 for their drink.
You must also have something that you can be driven in when you want to relax. Sit in, please. Or maybe not that side. Let's go this side.
Shit on my shoes.
Just sit in there.
Oh, is he going out? Oh, I climbed across. I suppose you don't do that. You don't see the Queen do that, do you?
Carl, why do you want to sit on a steering wheel? Give your focus to the road. When you can sit at the back, have somebody worrying about that. And you give the woman that you love attention.
Get a taxi.
But a cab does not have this comfort.
No, honestly, it is comfy. I'll give you that. It's really nice. Do you know what I'd stress out now? Right? If I was you, I'd be annoyed because I bought this really nice car. Right? Doesn't fit in your garage.
No, because
Look, it's hanging out the back.
Perhaps we go into the pool.
I'll just roll up my things, take my shoes off.
All right.
Sit on the edge.
Yeah.
I'm like a duck, me. I'm happy just getting my feet wet. Oh, it's cold. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Is it cold? Yeah!
It's this scene now. Me sat here, women in a pool, champagne. Do you want this because you've seen it in a film, or is it what you want?
No, this is what I want.
Never been a fan of champagne. I told him I don't like it because it gives me heartburn. The other reason I don't like it is because you take the cork off. The cork's shot off, isn't it? What happens if I don't want it all? Pringles. They say once you pop, you can't stop. Well, they still give you a lid.
Carl, the cars have arrived.
I mean, he's got 2 Porsches, he's got a Bentley, he's got that Rolls Royce, and he's looking at buying another one. I mean, he's got more cars than I've got shoes.
I haven't driven it before. This is the first time that I'm test driving it.
I believe you have 1 car. Maybe, all right, get 2. Have a van. A car and a van in case you need to shift some things. Jesus. Bloody hell, Kenny. Oh, forget it. That's the first time he'd seen that car. He's gone up there and back. He's going, yeah, I'll have it. How fast's that?
That's 170.
I spend longer than that when I'm buying a vac. I was thinking about buying a Dyson. They're not cheap. They're like the top vac. So I looked them up. Different models. All that. Looking at the reviews. Right, I've had enough. Seriously, fuck me. People were saying the handle on it wasn't very big to get your hand in. Does anyone else say that? Maybe it was just a bloke with big knuckles. That isn't funny. I take time before I buy something. That's part of the enjoyment for me. And I bought it, and I'm very happy with it. It comes with like a wall bracket, it's wireless, you plug it in, you get 15 minutes before you have to plug it in again. That isn't great, but I've accepted it. You don't have to get anywhere that fast. Just leave the house earlier.
I just want to show you where I come from and why I'm enjoying my money.
He's got an incredible life. But, you know, look at today. He bought that McLaren. Did you see any sort of excitement from him? If I'd bought something like that, I'd be over the moon all afternoon. I'd want to get rid of us so I can play out in it. But he was like that. He was like, next, let's move on to the next thing. He wanted to show me the township in helicopter, which is weird, because you could have just gone on Google Maps, looked at Street View. You don't need to go up in helicopter. But it's Kenny again, isn't it? Taking it to that next level of don't do things the simple way. What's the most expensive, glamorous way of doing it?
I don't mind the helicopter because you can land anywhere. A private jet can only land at the airport.
Yeah, it's not a dilemma, I've had that.
From here, we're going to fly to Cape Town. I want you to meet a friend of mine, Katie McKenzie, my business partner. We got a very nice hotel for you so that you can taste this life. Even if you don't approve of it, taste it. You might just go back to England a different person.
So this is the main living area. Lewis over here is your butler. Literally anything you can think of, Lewis is your guy. You have a chef here. He'll prepare anything you want. You've got a wraparound balcony, so you've got 360-degree views of the whole of Cape Town.
Good, isn't it? This is what having money is about. Bit of peace and quiet, good view. So you get people at home who sit on their arse all the time and don't want to work. But then the funny thing is the people who work really hard, they work really hard so they can sit on their arse. It's just that you want to sit on your arse in a nicer surrounding. We all just want to sit on our arse.
There's some guys who have popped in to see you. They're sent through from Kenny.
Are you ready to look at some amazing watches? We have here one of our limited edition models from Chopard, together with the Mille racing pens and cufflinks.
See, I don't wear watches
you don't
at
wear
all.
Watches. Why don't you wear watches?
Just because I've got my phone and I really don't need cufflinks. I don't buy a shirt if it don't come with buttons. I think it's cheeky that. I think it's really cheeky. It's not a finished shirt, is it? You've got to start buying buttons for it. You might as well leave the collar off, sell it in bits.
Well, it's a personal preference.
So I don't need.
We all.
And a pen for me. I'll always have a pen. All the flights I do, I always take the free pens. So that does the job.
It's a beautiful gift, let's say, that
for some people,
appreciate.
that's fine. Yeah.
Yes.
How much was that watch on its own without the pen?
99,000.
And how much is this one?
It's around 171,000 rand.
It sort of annoys me a little bit that there's people who are paying that for a watch.
Well, you would be surprised. Some people can actually appreciate the research, the studies, because watchmaking is an art.
It used to be. I mean, it's not hard now. We've got men on the moon. Bleeding hell. The size of that!
How much is that one?
It's something stupid, Ben. No point asking. So thanks for coming. Bell's going. Maggie?
So we should leave you something.
Thank you very much.
It was nice
Cheers.
to meet you.
I'm ready now. Good luck telling them.
Excuse me, do you want me to undress you?
No, you're all right.
Oh, okay.
No, honestly.
Oh, okay, sure.
Having this done is quite nice. What I've seen today, I've seen on billboards. You buy some of these men's magazines, that's all it is, isn't it? Advert after advert, some bloke in a pair of trunks with a watch on in the rain. It doesn't. I don't look at it and go, one day.
Can I just bring you some tea for you?
Tea there.
Some milk already?
No, that's fine. That's ideal, that.
Okay, sure.
Lovely.
Sure.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It just goes to show, doesn't it? You can have so much money that you don't know what to do with it, and then you just end up buying crap. On Bond Street, there's some bags made out of ostrich, stuff like that. It just surprised all the fuss that Noah went to, saving the animals 2 by 2. They're making a handbag out of ostrich. He wasted his time, didn't he? Lewis?
Yes?
Do you want to shoot off?
No, I'm not off. I'm still around.
No, but you can go if you want. I haven't got anything that I need doing, honestly. You can call it a day.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much.
See you later, Lewis. You don't have a butler these days. I felt like I had to give him stuff to do because he's there and that's his job. But I've had nothing for him to do. At one point I was thinking I'll send him out for a Twix. Batman. He's the only man who I've seen with a butler and I thought, well, yeah, he probably needs one. Because he's been called out, isn't he? Sorting out problems. He hasn't got time to make sure he's got food in the fridge and everything. Other than that, I don't know what I've learned from this, really. All I know is I don't want anything really expensive. But I like the views, the natural views. I've got everything I need. A city view, sea, Table Mountain. That's what's good about this. If you didn't have any windows, pretty horrible, wouldn't it? So I'm relying on nature. You can't beat nature, can you? And that doesn't cost anything. Nobody has hustling as a vocation, do they? I think it's what you do when times are tough, when things aren't quite working out and you need some money.
This is where it all started.
What, for you as Kenny as well?
For myself and Kenny. We started here by buying fish and selling the fish for more than we bought it eventually. And we're going to start like where we started.
Yeah, no, I did a little bit of sort of buying and selling as a kid.
Why don't you try to negotiate?
How much did you pay?
How much did you?
300. How about a little bit less? Because I'm only here for a few days. I've never been before, and I might come back on holiday and buy some more fish.
What
about a little bit less, though?
Well, the price starts at 50 rand, so we're giving you this. I'm not making profit on you now.
Oh, I don't know about this. Is there any other fish markets around here?
Don't do that to me now.
I've got to go. I'm getting a better deal.
29 rand.
I was thinking 26. You really can't. All right, I believe her. Her eyes are good.
Is it?
Yeah. All right, well, let's pay the...
So this is 45.
45?
45, and you can get 50 rand for this.
It's changing the rules there.
Oh, that's the market. So when she changes, you change it. That's the art of negotiation.
Right, well, hang on
you
then.
Move with them.
Look, I'll tell you what, I want 40 quid's worth of fish. So how much is that in rand?
400 rand.
Right, I want 400,000 pounds worth of fish cut up.
400,000 pounds?
400,000 rand?
No, you don't.
Oh, what do I want?
Not even enough fish in the sea for 400,000.
I'm not.
This area.
Look, I said I'm a hustler. I'm not a mathematician. Tell you what, that's some weight. So do I have to carry this round with me?
Yes. Most people think you need big money to have big beginnings. You know, when you saw that McLarens yesterday and all those nice cars of Kenny, all started with this fish.
At the end of the day, the way I look at sales is they either want a fish or they don't. Simple as that. People make out it's harder than it is. Snook! Want some snook? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Do you want some snook? 85 a fish.
85 rand for this.
It's a nice one. Look at that.
No, that's too much. That look like a 20 rand fish for me.
I can sell you one for 80.
No, I got fish already.
Do you want to buy snook?
No, man. Tomorrow's Friday.
You get paid Friday? Yeah. All right. Oh, my back's killing me. Can't carry that, can you? Just a bit heavy on my own.
What's happening here?
She knows the area.
You employed her?
Yes. Fresh snook. Look at that, please look at that.
It's small.
You've got too much bouncy for the children.
He's got too much what for the children?
Bounce.
You're not supposed to get a small one.
I didn't do it, it's another...
You can go to sale to get a small one like that.
Sick of this. It's not happening, is it? I can't make it cheaper. I paid 50. I paid 50 for a fish. I can't sell it cheaper than that.
They sell bigger fishes in there for 50 rand.
I know, but that's in the centre. You've got to get on a bus. How much is that going to cost? It's not cheaper. It won't be cheaper. You've got to get a bus there, you've got to get a bus back.
Yeah, you have to make it cheaper. You have to be cheaper.
I can't drop the price. It's not going to happen. The lowest I can do is 50. So if you want to buy one for 50, we can talk. It's making me feel like a right tit. That's hustling. Buying something for cheap, selling it for more. It's business, actually. It's not hustling, that's business, isn't it? That's how you do business. Gayton, it's not happening. No one's got any money. They got paid last Friday or something.
Who's this?
I don't know how Gayton managed it. You're probably scared of him. Look at the size of him. If he came knocking on your door and said, buy some fish, you'd buy some fish.
When you talk, you scare people.
I do.
Selling is not only with your mouth. It is with your body. It is with your attitude. It is how you move.
It wouldn't work at home. There's no way in this world you'd be allowed to just earn money just like that. There's always someone there now with a clipboard Ever since clipboards have come out, that's created hassle, hasn't it? Anyone with a clipboard, it's never good news. Will she buy him back off me at the market?
Never.
Never.
Never. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard a hustler say, will you buy back my stuff? Never.
You're not going to get any sort of what's it called? Entrepreneurs. It's not going to happen at home. There's too much hassle. You try and you've got someone there slapping your ass. Get back down again. Who do you think you are? That's why they have to go on the Dragon's Den. The Dragon's Den wasn't around years ago. You could just get on with it. But now you can't do anything unless you've got Duncan Bannatyne. I was rubbish. I know I wasn't very good.
No, you were rubbish, nah? But I never want you to forget one thing. You might have been rubbish, but you're still better than the guy that sat at home and did nothing. Because trying is better than not trying at all. See you tonight.
Right.
Thank you.
Good one.
Cheers, man.
See you later on. I don't know. I don't know if it is better than not trying, really. Because I'm actually out of pocket. It's a nice sort of fable that he came up with there, but it's definitely not better than staying at home. And I've got a load of old fish I've got to get shut of. Do you want a free fish? It's annoying because I'm in this place, which I really like. £5 a night, I've hardly been here. I'm flogging fish all day, that's why I'm washing my hands, I stink. Used to be a girl at school called Tracy, she worked in a chippy, she always stunk fish. It's bad that, isn't it, when that's when your job really is sort of taking over your life, isn't it?
Hey, Karl, how's it, my bro? Yeah, all right, come with me. Come with me, I've got a surprise for you.
Is it?
Don't you like this?
What's all this about?
Very beautiful lady, eh? This is the jacket I wore the first time I ate sushi. You can take it from the pussy, or from the breasts, or from the stomach, wherever you choose.
Right.
No hands. This is how you do it.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, I'm all right. I can pick you up.
No.
Why?
No, Karl.
What's it all about?
You
What
can't
does she
eat like
want?
You can't eat like that.
I don't want to eat off a woman. I don't even know her name.
Oh, you don't know her name?
What's your name?
Pam.
Pam. Very nice to meet you.
Not Pam,
Honestly,
Pam.
don't be offended. I just don't want to be. She's not offended.
She is.
Well, let me get to know her a bit first. If I'm going to eat food off her tits, let me get to know her. I mean, is that what it's come to? Look how I struggle today flogging fish. Look how difficult it is. Look what you've got to do to get people to have fish.
One bite.
Maybe later.
No, we have to do it now.
Why? What's the rush?
It's getting hot in here.
Well, that's why it should be in a fridge.
One bite won't kill you.
It's not about killing me, I just don't like sushi.
Okay, kiss it.
Okay, kiss it.
I don't want to kiss fish. What sort of night is this? I thought it was a classy joint. 12 hours on a plane. Like, over 5,000 miles all this way, and you've got me licking fish. It's not, I don't want to do it. Any perks? Do you get to take home what hasn't been eaten, or... Don't laugh, you're going to lose a bit. It is weird how it's sort of come to that. I don't know if it's because there's now too many people in the world and they've just got to come up with more and more jobs because of the population's just mental, isn't it? That's why you've got women lying down, food all over them. Or you can eat buffet, because all the normal jobs are being taken up. The National Lottery on the telly. Like 3 people to select 6 balls. So unnecessary. You got a bloke there with a clipboard, a fellow with a white glove, and a bloke to hit the button on the machine. 3 people to select 6 numbers. The world's gone mental. In terms of vocation and different jobs in the world, it's a job. Sort of better than sitting on your arse, but she is sitting on her arse, but she's being paid for it. And that's what I said at the start of the day. And that's what we all want, really, innit? I just didn't want to lick the fish. Is it a good earner?
Yeah.
What are the hours like?
Well, it depends.
Any perks? Do you get to take home what hasn't been eaten, or... Don't laugh, you're going to lose a bit. It is weird how it's sort of come to that. I don't know if it's because there's now too many people in the world and they've just got to come up with more and more jobs because of the population's just mental, isn't it? That's why you've got women lying down, food all over them. Or you can eat buffet, because all the normal jobs are being taken up. The National Lottery on the telly. Like 3 people to select 6 balls. So unnecessary. You got a bloke there with a clipboard, a fellow with a white glove, and a bloke to hit the button on the machine. 3 people to select 6 numbers. The world's gone mental. In terms of vocation and different jobs in the world, it's a job. Sort of better than sitting on your but she is sitting on her but she's being paid for it. And that's what I said at the start of the day. And that's what we all want, really, innit? I just didn't want to lick the fish.